Fuck off. Hey, Kayla, seeker, self-discovery, and part of what I want to talk about in this video is tourettes, I guess, disorders in general, which mainly. I don't think I've had any because, yeah, I've been seeing doctors for a while, basically, because I was little. Actually, really, like, two. My parents are like saying she be fucked up. We need to see what's wrong. Well, something like that. Anyways, so yeah, I was like, yeah, I probably don't have any disorders. I would have figured it out by now, right? Well, I mean, it could. The fact that I saw this one doctor for like a good long time, like 9 years, but they completely disagreed with it, and then I saw this other doctor, and basically, I think they all said, so I went from one disorder, Asperger's, like 5 disorders, like, they all said also another thing, like why I didn't match the criteria specifically. They were like, well, you're very complicated. I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. Just be honest. We really can't fucking figure you out. Sorry. Oh no, okay. So anyways. Well, so yeah. As far as, when I'm alone, I guess, as far as like ticking, I'm not really even sure what even always is a tick. Like sighing, I guess I used to do that all the time. Which my mom, well, she would never know why I sighed all the time, which that probably is one. Also, like, do different things like blinking and like tensing up my whole body. I don't even know if I can make myself do it on command. It's like, or like this roll, roll my eyes, and I'm pretty sure it's in like a certain pattern. Only I don't know. People usually just mostly thought it was disrespectful, but and repeating other people a lot when I was little, like sort of like to the point where I couldn't control it. I did that a lot. Now it's like repeating myself, which you might notice in some of my videos, or if you knew me in real life, you might notice I do that a lot. Or also, which, I don't know, which I'm pretty sure that's called echolalia. Yeah, I think that's pronounced it. And another thing, I'm trying to pronounce it right. It's the most common one you hear a lot of people talking about, the ones that makes people swear. Coprolalia, which it's not always manifestation swears. So it's gonna just be like in a situation, well for me I know it's like, I don't know why, probably in a situation like if I say this, I already know, make things really awkward, make things really just socially inappropriate for that context. But, you know, it's mostly big, well, it depends where I am, which mostly I'm mostly at home, which causes the worst problems that I don't worry about. I'm just like, okay, alright, here's the thing. If you think that it could actually be a good thing if you have this, if you're watching this and you have that symptom of Tourette's, don't worry about it, because here's the thing. For one thing, if you're in a social situation, like, it's a tense, and people are worried about saying the wrong thing, just come out and just say something really weird, or just like a joke, might be slightly socially inappropriate or slightly offensive, but not, I mean, don't try to be like mean or anything. Like, just, you don't want to be a total jackass, but you can just, you know, say it, and you know, you might, and then it will make you, it'd be funny, you know, just be yourself. If someone doesn't like you, fuck them. And then, you know, you might find that the people around you will, like, sort of feel more comfortable, and they'll be like, oh, well, this person's saying this and this, so I don't have to be so worried about saying the right thing. And it's alright. Or sometimes you might be in a situation, like you have the urge to swear, but it's not an appropriate time to swear. So, like, this example, a personal example. So, like, you're sitting in, like, 4th grade reading class, which, if you swear, the teacher will be like, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to deal with that. I would just say, this is a good way to deal with it. If you're in that situation, I say it really quietly, underneath your breath, shit, like that. So you have to be like, really discreetly. I did it loudly, well, because, like, so you could hear it, but, like, you just be like, shit, and underneath your breath, it's fine. So, also, I have these glasses, which I did not know I have, which helped me with my depth perception, which was another thing why I was pissing me off when I was diagnosed with Asperger's, because people said I did not have dyslexia even though I had trouble initially learning to read or like decoding the letters, because I read, once I finally got the word down, I read it with the correct emotion, which a big symptom of Asperger's is not being able to understand emotions and whatnot, blah blah blah. Okay, so another thing which I got diagnosed with afterwards, the second diagnosis when I was like 16, because we went to see another doctor, because I don't know, I guess 9 years was too long to be having a diagnosis that no one agreed with. But anyway, so this, no, I mean more than 9 years, whatever. So ADHD, which I don't know, a lot of people tell me I pay attention pretty well, but another thing that often goes along with it is OCD, which I'm like, well, I don't have a lot of compulsions, but I did find something that described me pretty well, which is pure O, which is like pure obsessional OCD, which is a lot of intrusive thoughts, which I have a lot of. So I could say that makes sense for me, that I would have that, which is not like outward compulsions, but yeah, a lot of like repetitive intrusive thoughts, which actually oftentimes will get better, I guess, if I'm talking to someone sometimes, because like I have like this like I don't know if it would be considered social anxiety per se. I don't well, this is one of I think what my peer affects me. I don't know if it's like, but sometimes I'm like when I'm not talking to someone, I'm thinking about talking to someone, I'll be like worried. I'll be like, what if I say, what if they think they'll think I'm a fucking idiot, or what if I offend them, or what if they think I'm weird? But like, it doesn't usually bother me when I'm talking to somebody. It just kind of, I don't know. I just get into it and then it just goes away. Not a problem at all. So, and I was thinking though, I mean, as far as MBTI and like the other things that I've been learning about, well, I would think that yeah, a lot of it maybe could relate to being an NF. Maybe Tourette's could relate to specific parts of my type as an ENFJ, and there's a lot of similarities. And I think, cause like a lot of it is like you're maybe even like specifically ENFJ or like INFJ, cause it could somewhat seems like suppress like SP traits. Well, like the more you try not to do something, the more you do it. Another thing, which is coprolalia is only like 10% of the people with Tourette's supposedly, and I think that specifically, that trait specifically relates like a lot to being an NF. Like you're worried about, oh, I'm worried about saying this thing, and the more I worry about it, the more I have the urge to say it, which seems like NFs, like wanting to be accepted by people. I could see that. And like specifically, a pure O could be like NF or even J, but not like SJ. I think of more as like the compulsion aspect, but it's pretty annoying for me to have to like organize things anyways, because I have depth perception and I'm awful with details, so like it'll be pretty difficult for me to deal with all that visual information and organize it, and just it's agonizing. But I guess the thoughts are in a way, but I don't know, I'm used to it, I guess. It could relate to type 4 too, I think. Pure O with like, because a lot of it on one of the sites it said sometimes people worry like, is any of this even real, like that sort of thing. I guess sometimes I think about that specifically. So but yeah, I guess I probably figured I didn't have any disorders, but perhaps I do. I don't know. Well, I know I have Irlens syndrome, cause that's pretty easy to tell. And if you never heard of it, then yeah, it would be great to look into it specifically, because it's pretty great. I mean, all you have to do is to figure out if you have it. You could look more into the process, but yeah, you pretty much just put on the filters like, and right away you see the difference, and it's just that easy to fix. Like, and just reading became so much easier. Like, visual, like spatial abilities became so much easier for me. But unlike my more recent findings, which I guess yeah, well, I sort of think though at the same time it fits into my strengths, specifically, probably like my ability to focus on something intensely was like my repetitive thoughts, and just like that, and my Tourette's, so I'm able to come to like quick insights on things, so I think that's helpful. And I'm also reading a book right now, which is pretty good. It's not like actually about MBTI, but I can sort of relate it to MBTI. I might make a video when I'm done reading. It's fairly long. Thinking Fast and Slow. So, but of course, the glasses help me read it, so it's like not like I need to get these checked. I only got them once, and usually I have to get them checked on like after the first time you get them, because you realize new problems arise that you hadn't realized before, and it's just part of the process, I guess. But still, it makes the physical act of reading like a lot less agonizing, so it's a lot more enjoyable. Which I think, being an intuitive, I'm not really sure how, like, I don't know, I'm not really sure how a sensor would deal with having like Irlens syndrome. I'm not even sure like if I am, like if I was a sensor. Like, I don't even know if I'd appear like one. I don't know how a sensor with Irlens syndrome would appear. That'd be interesting to me. I think so. If you even know what the fuck Irlens syndrome is, and if you happen to be a sensor and have it, then yeah, just tell me what that's like. Okay, anyways, thanks for watching.